pain. Those words might sound simple, but they carry the weight of an entire mindset. They're the kind of words that separate the average from the exceptional. And if you want to live an extraordinary life, those words need to become part of your daily routine. Every single person who has achieved greatness has faced pain, whether physical, emotional, or mental. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail isn't how they deal with the pain, it's how they use that pain. You see, pain isn't something to avoid, it's something to embrace. It's a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond your limits. It's a sign that you're on the right track. Think about it. You've probably heard stories of athletes pushing through injuries, entrepreneurs grinding through failures, and people working through the hardest moments of their lives to reach the other side. But the real question is this: when the pain hits you, what do you do next? Do you turn back? Do you stop? Or do you keep going, knowing that greatness is just on the other side of that struggle? This is where most people fail. They see pain as a stop sign. They see it as a reason to quit. But if you want to win, if you want to achieve greatness, then pain must be seen as nothing more than a temporary obstacle on your path. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest athletes to ever play the game, understood this better than anyone. His body was broken time and time again, yet he kept pushing. And why? Because he knew something that most people don't. Pain is not permanent. It's a test, a trial, a challenge. But when you fight through it, you emerge stronger, you emerge better. You emerge with a victory that only those who are willing to endure pain can truly understand. So let's get this clear right now. The pain you're feeling in your life, the obstacles in front of you, they won't last. What will last is the greatness that you will unlock by pushing through. You know, the road to greatness is never smooth. It's not meant to be. If it were, everyone would be successful. Everyone would be at the top. But the truth is, the greatest achievements come from those who refuse to quit, no matter how many times they fall. Perseverance isn't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. It's about staying in the game when everyone else gives up. And let's be clear, no one gets through life without facing hard times. Whether it's a setback, a failure, or a mistake, life will throw punches. The question is, how will you respond? When Kobe Bryant was playing, it wasn't just about basketball. It was about grit. It was about getting back up every time he fell down. Injuries, he didn't let them stop him. Critics, he ignored them. Bad days on the court, he worked even harder the next day. But Kobe's secret wasn't just about pushing through adversity. It was about how he viewed failure. Most people look at failure as the end of the road. But for Kobe, failure was just another opportunity to learn, to get better, to be stronger. Every shot he missed, every loss he took, was just a lesson in disguise. I'm not afraid of failure. I'm afraid of not trying. That's what he said. And that fear of not trying, of letting an opportunity slip by, pushed him beyond his limits. It wasn't about being perfect. It was about trying over and over again until something clicked. And this is where you need to make a choice. You can either give in to your failures or let your failures fuel you. When you fail, you've got two options. You can quit or you can persist. The most successful people in the world, the ones who achieve greatness, are the ones who choose to persevere. It's easy to throw in the towel when things get tough. But ask yourself this: What if the next step, the next effort, is the one that changes everything? What if today is the day you make the breakthrough you've been working for? Perseverance is the key to unlocking that success, and you won't find it by giving up. You'll find it by pushing, even when the odds are stacked against you. What separates good from great is the relentless pursuit of excellence. That's what Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality was all about, a mindset that didn't just want to win, it demanded greatness in everything. Think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, "I want to be successful," but when the time comes to show up, they don't bring their best. They give half-hearted effort. They make excuses. They say, "It's too hard, I'm not ready," or "maybe tomorrow." Kobe didn't have any of those excuses. His mentality was this: if you're going to do something, do it with everything you've got or don't do it at all. His work ethic was unmatched. He wasn't just showing up for practice. He was showing up hours before anyone else and staying long after everyone else left. While others were relaxing, he was in the gym, grinding away, perfecting his craft, and pushing himself harder than anyone could imagine. This is what Kobe called the Mamba mentality. It's not just a strategy for basketball, but a strategy for life. It's about applying extreme focus to your goals, committing yourself to the process, and taking pride in every little step you take to get there. There are no shortcuts. There are no easy paths. It's about choosing discipline over distraction and consistency over convenience. But the Mamba mentality isn't just about physical effort. It's a mentality that's rooted in your mind. It's the ability to control your thoughts, to stay focused on your vision, and to eliminate all the noise around you. Kobe didn't let distractions sidetrack him. He blocked out the opinions of critics, the pressures of the media, and even the doubts of his own mind. His focus was laser sharp. This level of focus is what drives people to excellence. The average person gets distracted, gets tired, and gives up. The person with the Mamba mentality pushes through the fatigue. They ignore the distractions. They keep their eyes on the prize, no matter how far away it seems. So ask yourself, do you have the Mamba mentality? Are you showing up every day with that kind of commitment to your goals? Are you willing to sacrifice the comfort of today for the greatness of tomorrow? Because greatness doesn't come from taking the easy route. It comes from the willingness to push through the struggles, the challenges, the pain, and the doubt. It comes from the relentless focus on your vision, no matter what's happening around you. When it comes to greatness, one thing is certain: you will have to sacrifice something. Kobe Bryant's journey wasn't just about playing basketball. It was about the price he was willing to pay to be great. Greatness requires sacrifice, sacrificing comfort, time, and sometimes even relationships. Kobe wasn't afraid of making those sacrifices because he understood the rewards that came with them. We live in a world where people want instant gratification. They want the rewards without the sacrifice. They want to be at the top without putting in the work. But the truth is, greatness doesn't come easy. It doesn't come by simply wishing for it. It comes from relentless, tireless effort, and yes, sacrifice. Kobe gave up sleep, weekends, holidays, and more, all for the sake of mastering his craft. He knew that to be the best, to rise above the competition, he couldn't just be good enough. He had to be exceptional, and that required focus. That required sacrifice. How many times have you been tempted to take the easy route? How many times have you chosen comfort over growth? How many times have you put off the work you know you should be doing because it felt too hard or too inconvenient? The difference between those who rise to the top and those who stay stuck is not talent, it's sacrifice. It's about being willing to say, I'll give up what I want now for what I want most. Kobe Bryant sacrificed his social life, his comfort, and even the simple pleasures that most people take for granted because he had a vision. And that vision was bigger than anything else. His vision was to be the best basketball player that ever lived. But to achieve that vision, he had to make a series of sacrifices, and the same goes for you. If you want to achieve greatness, you'll have to make sacrifices too. It might be time spent working when others are playing. It might mean saying no to the distractions that prevent you from focusing on your goals. It might mean working through the tough moments when everyone else is quitting. But let me tell you something, those sacrifices will pay off. When you sacrifice now, you set yourself up for a future filled with opportunities, success, and satisfaction. And you will never look back regretting the sacrifices you made for greatness. Greatness is not built in comfort. It's built in struggle, in hardship, in moments when everything seems like it's falling apart. And the sooner you learn to embrace that struggle, the sooner you'll realize just how powerful it can be. Kobe Bryant didn't achieve his legendary status by avoiding pain. He faced it head on, and he used it to fuel his journey. Every loss, every mistake, every physical injury, he embraced it as part of the process. You see, struggle is the price of growth. Without it, there is no progress. Without pain, there is no improvement. You might think that struggle is something you should run from, that it's a sign you're not doing it right. But the truth is, struggle is the evidence that you're pushing your limits. Think about the weightlifter in the gym. To get stronger, he has to push through the struggle of lifting heavier weights. He has to feel the burn in his muscles. If he doesn't, he won't grow. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Whether you're building a business, mastering a skill, or pursuing a dream, you will face struggles. There will be days when it feels like you're not making progress, when you feel overwhelmed, when the pain seems unbearable. But in those moments, ask yourself, what am I willing to do to push through this? What am I willing to sacrifice in this moment of struggle to reach my vision on the other side? Kobe said it best, the moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win. If you stop now, you give up on everything you've worked for. You give up on your dreams, your potential, your future. But if you choose to face that struggle, if you choose to fight through the tough moments, you don't just grow, you evolve into something greater. You start to see the obstacles not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. You start to realize that the struggle isn't here to defeat you, it's here to transform you. And when you come out on the other side, stronger, wiser, and more determined, you'll realize that the pain was worth it. In the journey to greatness, consistency is one of the most powerful tools you have. It's not the big moments that make you great. It's the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Think about it. Success doesn't happen overnight. There's no magic formula, no instant path to greatness. What sets those who achieve greatness apart from everyone else is their ability to show up day after day, even when it's hard, even when they don't feel like it. Kobe Bryant didn't become a legend because of a few great games or moments of brilliance. He became a legend because of his commitment to the process. He didn't just show up when it was convenient. He didn't just work hard when the spotlight was on him. He was consistent, putting in the hours when no one was watching, when no one was applauding. In fact, Kobe's routine was so consistent, it became almost legendary. He would show up to the gym at 4 a.m., work on his shot, perfect his footwork, and repeat that day after day. Even when he was already a champion, he didn't stop. Why? Because greatness doesn't rest. It's earned through consistent effort, day in and day out. Now, let me ask you this. What are you doing consistently to get closer to your goals? Are you showing up every single day with that same intensity? Are you willing to put in the hard work even when you're not seeing immediate results? Because consistency is where the magic happens. It's in the small daily actions that you lay the foundation for your future success. The power of consistency lies in its compound effect. The effort you put in today might not show results immediately, but over time, those small actions add up to big results. Think about how Kobe used consistency to stay on top of his game year after year, even when others were letting up. He understood that if he stopped, even for a moment, someone else would be there, ready to take his place. So remember this, success is built one step at a time. Don't expect instant results. Don't expect things to come easily. Instead, focus on making progress, no matter how small it may seem. If you show up consistently, keep grinding, and never give up, you will see the results. Greatness is built through persistence, and if you make consistency a part of your daily life, you will soon realize that the path to success is always moving forward. One of the most powerful aspects of achieving greatness is having a clear vision. Without a vision, you're simply drifting, letting life and circumstances decide where you end up. But when you have a vision, when you have a clear picture of what you want to achieve, you unlock a force that drives you forward no matter the challenges. Kobe Bryant was famous for his unshakable vision. From a young age, he knew exactly what he wanted. He wanted to be the best. He didn't just want to play in the NBA. He wanted to dominate the game, to leave a legacy that would inspire generations. That vision guided every decision he made, every sacrifice he endured, every obstacle he overcame. This isn't just about having a dream. It's about having a clear, focused, and unyielding vision of your future, one that pulls you through the darkest moments and keeps you going when you want to give up. Because when you can see where you're going, when you have a crystal clear image of your destination, the journey becomes that much more purposeful. Now, let's talk about you. What's your vision? What's your ultimate goal? Whether you're building a business, chasing a dream, or working to improve yourself, that vision needs to be crystal clear. It needs to be something that excites you, something that gets you out of bed every morning with a fire in your heart. But here's the thing. Having a vision is not enough. You must commit to it every day. Kobe didn't just have a vision of winning titles. He committed to it daily. He worked relentlessly because he knew his vision was bigger than any temporary setback. Your vision will be your guiding light. It will be what drives you when the world tells you to quit. It will be what fuels you during those long nights when the journey feels impossible. And the best part, once you have that vision, the sacrifices, the struggles, and the pain won't seem as daunting. They will become part of the process, the price you pay to get to where you want to be. When the days get tough and you feel like throwing in the towel, remind yourself of your vision. Picture your future self, the one who made it, the one who succeeded. Hold on to that vision with everything you've got and let it push you through the hardest times. Because when you have a clear vision, you'll realize that no pain is too great, no challenge too difficult, and no setback too permanent to stop you from achieving it. Life gives you two choices, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And the truth is, one lasts a moment, the other lasts a lifetime. Kobe Bryant understood this better than most. He chose the pain of discipline. He chose the 4 a.m. workouts. He chose the exhaustion, the relentless repetition, the sacrifice of nights out, the missed parties, the social life he gave up, all because he knew the pain of discipline would bring him the reward of greatness. But imagine if he had chosen differently. Imagine if he had skipped the workouts, taken it easy, enjoy his time instead of perfecting his craft. Imagine waking up one day, looking back at life and realizing you could have been more, that you could have done more, that you had the potential, that you let it slip away because you weren't willing to go through the temporary pain of discipline. And that's where most people fail, not because they lack talent, not because they aren't capable, but because they refuse to embrace the pain of discipline. They want success, but they don't want to put in the work. They want the rewards, but they don't want to make the sacrifices. But here's the harsh reality. No matter what, pain is inevitable. You will feel pain. The question is, will it be the pain of hard work or the pain of regret? When you skip that workout, when you procrastinate on your goals, when you settle for less than you're capable of, it might feel comfortable in the moment, but years from now, that comfort will turn into regret. You'll look back and wish you had done more, and by then it will be too late. You have a choice to make right now. You can choose the pain of waking up early, the pain of pushing through exhaustion, the pain of staying disciplined, of staying focused, of doing what others won't, and in return, you get to live a life others can only dream of. Or you can choose the pain of regret, the pain of looking back and knowing you didn't give it your all, the pain of wondering, what if I had tried harder? What if I had stayed consistent? What if I had refused to quit? Kobe once said, everything negative, pressure, challenges, is all an opportunity for me to rise. That's your challenge. That's your choice. Choose wisely. Greatness demands sacrifice. You cannot have extraordinary success or living an ordinary life. If you want to achieve something that most people never will, then you have to be willing to do things most people never do. Kobe Bryant understood this at his core. While others were sleeping, he was working. While others were enjoying their free time, he was practicing. While others were satisfied with being good, he was chasing greatness. He sacrificed comfort, distractions, and even relationships that did not align with his vision. And that's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. The question is, what are you willing to sacrifice for your dreams? Are you willing to wake up earlier to work on your goals? Are you willing to say no to distractions that steal your time and energy? Are you willing to endure the loneliness that comes with being focused? Are you willing to put in the effort, even when there's no immediate reward? Most people say they want success, but the moment it demands sacrifice, they hesitate. They want the reward, but they're not willing to pay the price. They want to be great, but they don't want to give up the things holding them back. And that's why most people never make it. They waste time on things that don't matter. They hold on to bad habits. They surround themselves with people who keep them stuck. And then they wonder why they're still in the same place year after year. But the truth is simple. What you are willing to sacrifice determines what you will achieve. If you want to build an empire, you have to let go of distractions. If you want to be the best in your field, you have to sacrifice comfort. If you want financial freedom, you have to stop wasting money and time. Kobe didn't become a legend by living like everyone else. He became a legend because he was willing to sacrifice more than anyone else. Now, it's your turn. What are you willing to give up for the life you truly want? Because in the end, the ones who succeed aren't the ones who are the most talented. They're the ones who are willing to sacrifice the most. You can have all the talent in the world. You can have the best ideas, the best resources, and the best opportunities. But none of it will matter if you don't have one thing: a relentless work ethic. This is what separates winners from everyone else. Not luck, not connections, work ethic. Kobe Bryant had talent, yes, but talent without work is useless. What made him legendary was that he outworked everyone. He would practice for hours before and after his team's scheduled training. He would put up 1,000 shots a day. Others were satisfied with just showing up. He didn't wait for inspiration. He didn't wait to feel like it. He showed up and did the work no matter what. Because he understood that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And this applies to every area of life. If you want to be financially successful, you have to outwork your competition. If you want to master a skill, you have to put in more hours than anyone else. If you want to build something great, you have to be willing to grind longer than everyone who gives up. There are no shortcuts. You can't cheat the grind. The results you get in life will always be a reflection of the work you put in. Think about it. How many people do you know who have big dreams but never put in the work? They talk about success, they talk about goals, but when it comes to action, they disappear. They wait for motivation. They wait for the right time. They wait for circumstances to be perfect. And that's why they never make it. Because the truth is, success doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you don't feel motivated. It doesn't care if life is unfair. The only thing that matters is whether or not you put in the work. Kobe had a legendary mindset. He once said, "I have nothing in common with lazy people who blame others for their lack of success. Great things come from hard work and perseverance. No excuses. That's the attitude of champions. No excuses, no waiting, just relentless action. If you want to be great, then ask yourself, are you really working as hard as you can? Are you putting in the extra hours? Are you pushing past your limits? Or are you just doing the bare minimum and expecting maximum results? If you want to separate yourself from the rest of the world, then commit to outworking everyone around you. Because talent fades, luck runs out, but hard work always wins. Most people run from pain. The moment things get tough, they quit. They convince themselves it's not worth it. But the truth is, pain is the price you pay for success. It's the currency that separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. Every champion, every billionaire, every world-class athlete, every legend, you know what they have in common. They all went through pain. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he built. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television. Arnold Schwarzenegger was laughed at for his accent and told he would never be a star. But they didn't run from the pain, they embraced it, they used it. They understood that pain wasn't there to break them, it was there to build them. Kobe Bryant knew this better than anyone. The grueling training, the injuries, the failures, the heartbreak of losing, it all hurt. But he never let the pain stop him, because he understood that pain is temporary, but greatness is forever. And now the question is, how do you handle pain? Do you let it break you? Do you let it slow you down? Do you use it as an excuse to quit, or do you use it as fuel? Because here's the truth. Pain is a sign that you are growing. Pain means you are pushing past your limits. Pain means you are stepping into your next level. The people who avoid pain never grow. They stay comfortable. They stay average. And they never achieve anything great. But the ones who embrace it, who push through it, who use it to sharpen themselves, they become unstoppable. You might be going through something right now. Maybe life is testing you. Maybe things feel unfair. Maybe you feel like quitting. But before you do, ask yourself this. Is this pain going to break me, or is it going to make me stronger? Am I going to let this moment define me, or am I going to use it to build my future? Because pain is not permanent, it will pass. But the results of your discipline, your hard work, and your sacrifices, those will last forever. The next time life knocks you down, remember this. You are one decision away from greatness. Choose to rise, choose to fight. Choose to push forward, because on the other side of pain is the success you've been dreaming of. The difference between winners and everyone else isn't just talent or intelligence. It's how far ahead they think. Losers think about today. They think about their comfort. They think about short-term pleasure. They think about what feels good right now. But champions, they think about the long game. They make decisions today that will set them up for the next 5, 10, or even 20 years. They don't waste time chasing quick money. They build wealth. They don't chase temporary happiness. They build fulfillment. They don't avoid hard work. They embrace it because they know it will pay off later. Kobe Bryant didn't train for the next game, he trained for the next decade. Every hour he spent in the gym wasn't just for today, it was an investment in his legacy. Ask yourself, are you making choices that benefit your future or just your present? When you skip the hard work today, you are making your future weaker. When you waste time on distractions, you are stealing from your future self. When you quit because things get hard, you are choosing comfort over success. That's why most people never reach their full potential. They keep choosing short-term pleasure over long-term greatness. But if you want to be successful, you must sacrifice now to win later. You must be willing to do what others refuse to do. When people are out partying, you're working. When people are binge-watching TV, you're learning. When people are sleeping in, you're already grinding. Because the truth is, nothing great happens overnight. The success you see today was built on years of unseen work. The billionaires you admire started from scratch and played the long game. The champions who win today spent decades preparing for their moment. So the next time you feel like giving up, remember this. You are planting seeds today that will grow into your success tomorrow. The pain of discipline lasts a little while. The pain of regret lasts forever. So choose your pain wisely. because in the end, you will either suffer from the pain of hard work or the pain of never reaching your potential. And if you're truly committed to greatness, you already know which one to choose. There will come a moment in your life when everything is on the line, a moment where you feel like you can't go on, a moment where every fiber of your being tells you to quit. And in that moment, you will have a choice, break or break through. This is the moment that defines champions. Every great person you admire, every billionaire, every legend, every world-class athlete, they all faced this moment. When Michael Jordan lost in the playoffs year after year, he had two choices: give up or push harder. When Elon Musk was days away from losing everything, he had two choices: quit or keep going. When Kobe Bryant suffered injuries that could have ended his career, he had two choices: surrender or fight back. And they all chose to fight, because here's the truth. Champions are made in moments of struggle. You don't become great when life is easy. You don't become unstoppable when things are comfortable. You become legendary when you are at your lowest, when the world counts you out, but you refuse to stay down. Right now, you might be going through that moment. You might feel tired. You might feel like you're giving everything you've got and it's still not enough. Good ... because this is your defining moment. This is the moment where you make a decision that will change your life forever. You can choose to stay the same, or you can rise. You can choose to give up, or you can push through. You can choose to listen to your doubts, or you can prove them wrong. The pain you're feeling right now, it's temporary, but the greatness waiting for you on the other side, that's forever. So what are you going to do? Listen to me right now. This is your moment. The world doesn't owe you anything. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you greatness on a silver platter. It's on you, and that should fire you up, because it means that you have the power. You have the ability to take control of your life. You have the ability to rise from anything. You have the ability to create a legacy that will be remembered forever. But it starts with one decision: the decision to stop making excuses, the decision to stop playing small, the decision to stop waiting for the right time and start taking action now. Kobe Bryant didn't wait for motivation to hit him. He created it. He got up before the sun, trained longer than anyone else, pushed through pain that would break the average person, because he knew greatness is earned, not given. You have to ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to wake up when others are sleeping? Are you willing to grind when others quit? Are you willing to push through the pain, knowing that on the other side is everything you've ever wanted? Because if you are, nothing can stop you. Not pain, not failure, not setbacks, not doubters. You will become unbreakable. The world remembers the ones who refuse to quit. The world celebrates the ones who sacrificed for greatness. Will you be one of them? Or will you look back one day, full of regret, wishing you had done more? Right here, right now, this is your time. No more waiting, no more excuses, no more someday. Decide, commit, and never look back. Because pain is temporary, but your greatness will last forever. You've heard the truth. You've felt the fire. You know what needs to be done. The question is, will you do it? Most people will hear this and go back to their old habits. They'll get fired up for a moment, but when the alarm clock rings, they'll hit snooze. When things get tough, they'll find excuses, but you're not most people. If you've made it this far, something inside you refuses to settle for an average life. Something inside you is hungry for more. And that something, that fire, is what will separate you from the rest, so don't waste it. The pain you feel today will be a distant memory when you're standing at the top, looking back at the empire you built, the body you transformed, the legacy you created. But it all starts with you taking action right now. No more waiting, no more wishing, no more hoping. The world belongs to those who go after what they want with everything they've got. So stand up, step up, and make it happen. Because pain is temporary, but your greatness will last forever. Now, here's what you do next. Take one action today that moves you closer to your goals. Drop a comment below. What's the one thing you're committing to today? If this message fired you up, share it with someone who needs to hear it. This is your time. Go claim your greatness.